What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be talking about tech salaries, specifically Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, and Google, the FANG tech salaries. So a majority of software engineers in the software engineering community have heard of FANG. It's a dream company for some, and most engineers with the right work ethic could eventually get here. So today, I wanted to talk about some of the salary ranges for these top tech companies and how they compare across, each individual company. And it's just something that, with a little bit of transparency and a little bit of hard work, you're able to see what other engineers are making at these top tech companies. And you can also strive to eventually make those, over time within your career. So what I've brought to you today here is a super handy website called levels.fyi, and it basically breaks down the tech salaries for top tech companies. You have the ability to search and also view the different levels of engineering, from junior engineers to mid-level to senior staff, etc., principal engineer, distinguished engineer, just like right here in this Google section. But basically for today, we only wanted to focus on the FANG company tech salaries just to bring some perspective, compared to the rest of the industry. And to do that, we're going to go to levels.fyi/company, and that's going to bring you to a company directory where you're able to search for, any of the popular top tech companies in Silicon Valley or in tech in general. But today we'll just focus on FANG for the meantime, because it's more towards the upper limit of most earning potential in the software engineering world, and it shows what the ceiling could be for people that want to get into this career of software engineering. So we're going to search Facebook to begin with, click on software engineer, and as you can see here, it's only going to show data for entry level, which is E3, E4 is mid-level, and E5 is senior, and E6 is senior staff engineer. And it's only showing these because these are submissions that other engineers have entered into this website. And they've accumulated this data over time, and people are willing to share some of their offer letters of their base, their stock, their bonuses. So as you can see here, and in the tech industry, a majority of engineers start off with a base and some stock options that typically last 4 years before it's fully vested. So right now you can see the breakdown for a junior engineer is 41,000. So a typical offer letter would look like 118K base, 41,000 in stock for 4 years. So you get that each year for 4 years, and then there's a possibility for refreshers after that, depending on if you get promoted or not. And then you have a sign-on bonus for 26K. So as you can see here, as you could progress from junior, which is E3, to E4, which is mid, senior E5, where most engineers typically cap out in their careers. At Facebook, the total there that you could possibly earn per year for the first 4 years is 374K. Keep in mind this will drop in the second year because you no longer have the bonus, so you're going to be earning roughly 340,000, give or take, for a senior software engineer. But even at the entry level, you're earning roughly around 150, 160,000 in the second year. So that's pretty lucrative, and you can see why a lot of people want to jump into the software engineering industry as of recently. So that's Facebook. We're going to go back to companies directory again and look at Amazon. So Amazon, very similar kind of ranking here, L4, L5, L6, L7. So you can see software developer 1, 2, 3, and then principal. And the compensation is pretty similar to Facebook, as you can see here. Base relatively the same across most companies. The stock options are usually going to differ, and bonuses can swing, depending on the industry. Typically higher bonuses in finance than in tech. But as you can see here, you can see the total compensation that is possible. And keep in mind these are within a range, So these are just the reported total of 317. Someone could make less, someone could make more, but these are the ones that are available. And that's Amazon. So let's take a look at Netflix. So the only difference between Netflix and Facebook, Amazon, and Google is that they only hire senior engineers. So right here, as you can see, and they only usually pay majority cash, and they don't offer very much stock if they do. And this is a huge incentive for some engineers that would rather, not take the risk and just get paid in cash. But the downside is you have to be a senior software engineer to work at Netflix. And last but not least, out of FANG is Google. So as you can see here, Google, pretty similar in terms of their levels of compensation. 180,000 total for a junior, which is usually straight out of college, or an engineer with 1 to 3 years experience. And the compensation is pretty similar across the board from Facebook and Amazon, with seniors roughly earning around 300 to 400,000, give or take. But yes, I just wanted to show this as a super cool site to check out compensation transparency, especially if you're in the software engineering world. And there's a bunch of other features here where you can add the different companies that you want to compare their levels across different companies, what the naming conventions are, and how companies label each engineer as junior, mid, senior, etc. And they have really cool tools on the site where you can check out the transparency per location for front end, back end, machine learning, iOS, even different disciplines. Data scientists, product designers, product managers. Just an overall pretty cool site. So definitely give it a shot and check it out. Lots of information here, and super cool to see the transparency of what software engineers are earning in different locations in different companies. But yeah, just wanted to show this super cool website for compensation, transparency, and that's going to wrap up my video. If you guys are interested in seeing more of these types of videos, seeing really cool tools that provide more insight into the industry, just leave a comment down below, and I'll try to keep creating some more content in the future. But thanks for watching, and like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.